Misty here with Wild Virginia. I'm here to tell you about a book club we have coming up. We're going to be discussing the book Nature's Best Hope by Doug Tallamy. And the reason we chose it is that he focuses on habitat connectivity, the places that animals need to move to be resilient in the face of climate change, the places animals need to be connected so they can find the food and shelter they need. And what's really cool about it is he talks about the ways we can all help wildlife find those things, even in our little backyard spaces. And so since we've all been closer to home, and some of us have been gardening more than others, I know I have been, we wanted to make sure people were making good choices for wildlife in their backyard spaces. So please read the book, and please join us if you can. The link's at the end. If it's full, don't worry. Register anyway, get on the wait list, and we'll find you a spot, and we may have a follow-up because we've had so much interest in this. But one of the things I really love about his book is he talks about not only the plants we can choose, the native plants we can choose in our backyards to help wildlife survive, but he helps prioritize them. So maybe, one plant can host 15 species and another can host 30. Well, since we are essentially in triage environmentally, choose that one for 30. Make sure you're getting the most bang for your buck in your backyard wild and helping species out as much as you can. I'm going to show you right now what I've been doing in my little space. I'm a renter, so I don't own my land. I can't turn it all into a big native pollinator field as much as I would love to, but I can do things to help wildlife even in my little space. How some species can host a lot of different insects and some just can't. And that's because insects evolved with native species and not with non-natives. So when we go to the greenhouse and pick out something that's not native, that means only a certain number of species can eat it, and that means only a certain amount of species can live on it, and that's how many species birds can eat, right? If only like 4 kinds of caterpillars can live on a plant, there's only 4 kinds of caterpillars our birds can eat. So by choosing native plants, we're actually choosing to host more wildlife in our backyards. So I want to thank the Native Plant Society for this first one. This is just a little butterfly milkweed, and I was thrilled to learn it can live in a pot because I'm a renter, like I said, and I can't necessarily dig up my whole yard, although I'm working on it. And so I'm going to have this little guy in my pot, and he should do just fine. The next one here is just a regular old milkweed plant. Again, can grow just fine in a pot. He seems quite happy in there, and he'll attract a lot of butterflies. So I'm pretty excited about that one. I've also got this lovely bee balm from the Native Plant Society. I actually let him in the yard. He's doing super great and will attract a lot of butterflies and bees. And the last one I wanted to show you here, this one's pretty cool. This is a wild bergamot, and it's just getting started, but once it gets big, there'll be beautiful flowers and lots of food for pollinators. So by choosing native plants over non-natives, again, we're providing more food for our wildlife